Department Training Center. Start off with the roll call. Chief?
Present.
Gordy?
Present.
Dave?
Present.
Jeannie?
Present.
And it looks like Michael and Darius. Heather is absent. So we do have a quorum, we can do business. The first item is the minutes from our February 3rd meeting. Seeking approval. If there are no questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Make that motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion to approve, second. Any questions? Comments? Hearing none, call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, nay. The ayes have it, thank you. And welcome, everybody. That'll take us to reports, oral and written. We have the Lutheran EMS report, thank you.
All right, so you'll see on the first page, we had a total of 458 encounters in Wayne Township. One of the things that, I know that being the first, you don't have month over month to compare, but one of the things that we were looking at is January was a much slower month for us. We were down about 40 calls. And so one of the things that we looked at when we compare that to January of last year, if you remember the flu season, we got hit very early with the flu, and we did not get that this year. Our entire healthcare systems did not see that flu, so that's really good for us. Could mean a lot of things about just the general population, their healthcare systems and things like that. So as a result, our January numbers, you will notice, are down in fact. As you kind of go through, one of the things that is really unfortunate when we talk about January of 2026 that I would not be doing justice if I did not mention. Unfortunately, in January of 26, you guys will remember that we lost one of our paramedics to an unfortunate suicide. And as a result of that, during January 7th and then the days during his funeral, we had several other entities that came over to help us and covered that. That was Northwestern Fire and Syracuse Fire from here within our county. And then we also had Tri-County from Marshall County, and then Traw, Northeast Fire, and Southwest Fire, all three from Allen County, that came over to help us cover. So some of that, we know our numbers are down simply because of that reflection of service. Thankfully, and I just again publicly want to express my appreciation to those services who were willing to jump at just instantly and come over to help us so our staff could be involved in his services. But that also we know will change some of our numbers. So as a result of that, our numbers we know are a little bit altered for the month of January, but overall we know that everywhere in the healthcare system saw a huge dip in January that we normally don't see. So as you go through the rest of the report though, all those numbers are consistent. We stay under those benchmarks and looking at our times, responses, things of that nature. Everything else is pretty consistent. So any questions? Okay.
The next report is the monthly report for January, Chief.
Yeah, in January of 26, we had a total of 300 calls for service. Of those, 84 were overlapping incidents, representing 28%. Again, just a reminder that we've changed our reporting system, and so the reports do look a little bit different. But as far as fire calls, we had a total of 5. Hazardous situations, we had 17. Non-emergency calls, we had 39. Public service calls, we had 29. Rescue calls, we had 3. And then medical calls, we had 207. For Station 17, they totaled 142 runs. Station 13, 128. And then Station 15, 30. As far as our training hours, we documented 477.75 hours of training covering mainly some of that was with our new ladder truck. Again, trying to get that in service. We had our EMS EMS training, we had some fire training in there, and then we also hosted a traffic incident management training at the Center Lake Pavilion. And then some TRT training as well. As far as community service, we had 27.25 hours of community service, most of which is through our firefighter of the day programs, moving our bookmobile around to the different schools in Warsaw Community Schools areas as well. And then the next several pages are just kind of the actual breakdown of the details of what those actual fire incidents were, and so on. That is all I have on that, unless anybody has any questions.
Questions from the board? Hearing none, that'll take us to the monthly expenditure report. It's the, you're right, the operating fund 2243, Chief.
Yep, so, again, our operating fund, nothing out of the ordinary, just some payroll. I have nothing else, specific unless you guys have any questions, that you can see when you look through the report.
Any questions on the operating fund report? Hearing none, that'll take us to the final report. This is another expenditure report, the equipment replacement fund 4410, Chief.
Yep, again, the same thing, nothing out of the ordinary, just, normal expenses. Unless you have any questions on anything.
It's a pretty short list compared to normals. I'll entertain a motion from the board to approve all reports as presented.
I so moved.
Motion to accept all as presented, is there a second?
I'll second that.
I'll call the question, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, nay? The ayes have it, thank you. There's no unfinished business, that'll take us to new business. We have 4 items on the agenda. We have, is it J&K Communications quote and approval to proceed, Chief?
Yep, correct. So in front of you is a quote from J&K Communications. There's actually several documents, my memo letter, and then a letter from Adam, which I'll let Amy speak on. But what this is the fire department's been trying to get computers in our vehicles to access the MCT program through dispatch, so we have access to real-time data, some GPS services, and then this will also just help us with our data collection for our operations to see where we need to tweak things and do some things to make us a little more efficient. With that, we chose to go with Panasonic. We demoed their equipment, met with J&K. They gave us a quote. Through that, we, doing some of our own research, we found that Panasonic is actually a member of Sourcewell, which is a purchasing cooperative, and that the city partakes in. That's where we sometimes buy some of our apparatus as well. So working with J&K to get them a Sourcewell vendor, we were able to do that. It did delay our process a little bit. We had hoped to have this done last year, but we didn't get it done. All this was a budgeted expense as well. But then with working with J&K and with Adam, we feel that this is the best, that there's a significant savings to kind of get around the, not really get around, how do you explain, the procurement method. This is an acceptable procurement method to move ahead with this purchase.
Chief, did you work at all with IT on this or select?
I did, yes. Yeah, I've worked with, Brady was heavily involved with us as the IT, because the Central Square MCT program that we
there any, annual subscription or anything that comes with this?
This is just for the computer equipment
Just hardware.
and then the mounting equipment that goes in
Right.
that goes in the vehicles,
Right.
to secure it, because it has to be secured
Absolutely.
within the vehicles. So that's mainly what this is. There is, a fee from Central Square, that we'll probably bring next
Okay.
month. I believe it was $5,000
Okay.
for the 11, which again, that's through the county. We have to tag onto their
Right.
system because the
Right.
county
Yep.
owns that
Got it.
MCT.
So this is just a hardware install?
Yep.
Got it, okay, thank you.
And actually, our street department is going to, install it. They work on all our
Okay.
stuff, so
Even better.
I worked with, Damien at the street department, who's our mechanic, on what mounts we need, and so it's been a lot of moving parts to
Sure.
get it to where it is, and I'm
Okay, great.
thankful for everybody's cooperation and, helping me with it.
That's great savings right there, just on install, it's a lot of man hours, so, thanks.
Any other questions? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'd make that motion.
Seeking a second, is there a second?
I so moved.
Is it a second? Second the motion, okay. There's a motion and a second, any further discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Nay? The ayes have it. The next item, a mutual aid agreement. Chief?
Yeah, so the next, item we have in front of you is a mutual aid agreement with Columbia Township, in Whitley County for emergency technical rescue services. So, as you all know, we have a, TRT team or technical rescue team that, does a lot of technical incidents such as confined space, structural collapse, road rescues. That is one of the services that Columbia Township cannot provide. And so, they have requested us enter a mutual aid agreement with them. This is went in front of their board, and their township board has approved it, and then it's just coming to us, to approve it as well. For the most part, the mutual aid agreement kind of lays out, all the terms and what kind of calls we go on, how it works when we get there, the legal basis on how it works, if there's damaged equipment, how it gets billed, to them, all that.
Chief, am I reading that correctly? This is in Whitley
Correct. Yes.
County,
This
the
is,
southern part of Columbia City, and the southern part,
yes,
this township.
yep.
Thank you.
No, I read through this, I like it. One, that Steve, we remain command and control of our guys when they're there. I think that's important. I think, they can have a scene, but it's our guys, our souls, and our, our people control our people, so I think that's a great thing.
One of the things I'd highlight too is, Chief asked me to review this, and then I actually went back to the original territory agreement between the township and Warsaw, and it's explicitly laid out in there that both of those governmental entities regulate approval of mutual aid agreements. This in front of you to this board, on behalf of both the township and the city.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion to approve, is there a second?
I second.
There is a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, nay. The ayes have it, thank you. Item number 3, Chief, vehicle purchase.
Yep, so, again, as we, replace some of our assets that we have, one of the assets up for replacement this year is a staff vehicle or a vehicle for, our assistant chief, to drive. And so, as we work through that, and we're looking at vehicles, we were made aware that the Warsaw Municipal Airport was going to be trading in a vehicle that could suit us. So, working with, airport manager Nick King, value for that vehicle. It's a 2024 Chevy Tahoe. And they were gonna give him a trade-in of $42,000 for that vehicle. And I think it's a decent way for us to save a little bit of funds in our equipment replacement budget by buying a slightly used vehicle that he no longer needs, but then accommodates our needs. So it's just requesting your approval to proceed with this purchase from the airport.
This vehicle been maintained by like the city at all? Okay, so,
Yes.
okay.
Yep, it's all, I believe the airport's assets are also maintained at the street department as well. Is that correct, Mayor?
Can be.
Okay, but yeah, I believe, the street department does all the maintenance for almost, I don't wanna say all of them, but a lot of the city assets.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Make a motion?
Motion to approve, is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, there is a second. Any further discussion? Call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Thank you. And the last item, a transfer request. Chief?
Yeah, this is a transfer resolution, there's two different transfers, in this one resolution as requested by the clerk's office. The first one is, the normal transfer, so this is finishing out, some of the funds from December, from the FSSA grant that we, utilized to pay for CARES. So it's, transferring that money from the FSSA grant, to our equipment, our operating fund, 2243, in the amount of $11,250.16. And then the second item or transfer that I'm requesting is our local training support grant. So this was the grant through the IDHS to maintain our training center. And so that fund goes back into our equipment replacement fund in the amount of $1,200.
Questions? Board? Over the chief? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve resolution 2026-03-01.
Make a motion approved?
Motion to approve, is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. Ms. Jeannie, any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, nay. The ayes have it, thank you for that. Travel request, chief, keeping you busy, what are we looking at here?
Yeah, this is a list of several travel requests in front of you. One of them for firefighter Aaron Bollinger to go to community resilience class, which is a class in Plainfield for how the community is resilient after a disaster. Then the next class for firefighter Aaron Bollinger is Incident Command System 300, which is a National Incident Management System class for incident management that is required. And then the next item is for Battalion Chief Nate Iden, Lieutenant Jason Neer, Lieutenant Tony Schilling, firefighter Nick Cole, and Lieutenant Max Kinsey to attend Fire Inspector 1 in Goshen. The next item is firefighter Bryce Good, firefighter Matt Coldyke, and firefighter Quentin Stamper to attend Incident Command System 300 class. This class is in Warsaw, where firefighter Bollingers was in Elkhart. He cannot attend the one in Warsaw due to planned vacation that he had. And then the next one is probationary firefighter Keegan McCauley for a light and fight live fire skills class in Wabash. So this is a class where Wabash is putting on a live fire situation in their burn can, and a lot of the students can go and just get some repetitions and some live fire training. The next one is for firefighter Quentin Stamper for advanced medical life support class in North Webster. So this is a continuing education class for his EMS certification. The next one is for firefighter Tyler Cole, Lieutenant Kyle Martin, and Lieutenant Max Kinsey for Incident Command System 400. Again, it's just the next level of series in incident command that is required by some of our officers. The next item is for Lieutenant Jason Neer, firefighter Kevin Trozis, and firefighter Jackson Hastings to become hazmat technicians. This course is in Goshen. And then firefighter Quentin Stamper for another EPC pediatrics class in North Webster. To maintain his EMS certification. And then firefighter Tyler Colt to in Fire Inspector 2 class in Goshen as well. So a lot of trainings going on that I'm asking for them to go to.
10 of them for $20. Is that correct? Total cost, I've only seen the 20.
Yes. Yeah, that's for the actual
Right.
course costs, and again, a lot of these with staying here, there's no hotel, they can travel,
And
a lot of local classes. We're
I
fortunate to
see
have,
that.
all these communities, putting these classes on.
Thanks for the rundown. Any questions? Entertain a motion to accept all as presented.
I so move.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion and a second to approve all as presented. Call for the vote. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, nay. Guys have it. Thank you. Heather, next meeting,
April 7th.
April 7th. Likely will be at City Hall. If there are some issues, you'll be notified by Heather and or the chief sooner than later. They appreciate your patience working through all this. You'll know what I mean if you went over to City Hall and what it looks like. So we're still at work, doing the best we can. But that's April 7th at 4, is that correct, Heather?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any comments from the public, further comments? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make the motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
I'll second.